an 8-team playoff. And on some more on the national side, Cam Newton, they lose 40-7 to the Seahawks this past Sunday. And again, this makes them 4-8. So what's wrong with Cam? Was it one-hit wonder coming back from the MVP and Super Bowl appearance? And New England Patriots, one of my favorite teams and my favorite player, Tom Brady. They continue to rock and roll. They're 10-2 on the year, but I thought I'd like to get Adam's comments on who's the catalyst behind the success of the New England dynasty, Belichick or Brady. And finally, too, we will have a guest at 6:15, Bobby Dyer, as well as Dr. Wags from Main Street Urgent Care. So, again, that's kind of what we'll be talking about today. But, Adam, how are you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good. Just excited to get in here this Tuesday. Like you said, fight through this rain. It seemed like it hadn't rained in 6 months. All of a sudden, it wants to rain every day now. But it's a good welcome change, especially with the wildfires and everything else going along around the southeast. But overall, man, pretty good.
Yeah, and hats, before we go into the Super 7, hats off to, Adam. I will give him props. He got a bye in what I consider the best fantasy football league in America. I dare somebody to challenge that. But he got a bye. So, I'm in the playoffs, 4 seed. I didn't even know I lost. That shows you how competitive I've been really this year. I didn't realize I lost yesterday. Andrew Luck went off on me. So
don't downplay it.
Yeah.
Don't downplay it. You're not paying attention.
Well, I mean, I kind of just like to slide in the playoffs, kind of like DMs, just slide in there.
No, you like to get that first round bye. But I'm not gonna say much on it because I'm just letting it play out. 10-3 on the year, solid year. A lot more wins than you expected me to get.
I thought you had
so
to.
overall, excited for that. So I got playoffs in all 3 leagues, bye in the big league, and the tie won the SEC championship this past Saturday. So
good sports weekend.
It's been pretty good, pretty solid.
Yeah, but again, this segment is brought to you by Redding Funeral Home, and again, we appreciate them as well as the rest of our sponsors being a part of the show. And I guess we'll start things off with 7A. On Wednesday, you had the start of the 7A championships with Hoover and McGill-Tulane. Hoover wins 17-7, and I encourage anyone who hasn't seen the post-game commentary from Coach Josh Niblett, please go to our Facebook page and check it out. If it doesn't make you want to go out on the field right now, no matter your age, and come out and want to do something positive with your life and just want to be competitive, then I don't know what else will.
The takeaway from that was the quote he said. He was on the field giving the interview. Of course, he was excited. He was yelling and everything. His team was excited. He said, they buried us, but they didn't know that we were seeds.
I think that's the greatest thing ever.
That's what I told him. That's why I texted my brother and told him, I said, it's probably the best quote I've ever heard right here.
That's awesome.
And that pretty much summed up their season. I mean, they dominated that game. That defense played lights out. Of course, pretty much same story all year. Had enough offense to get by, but that defense just showed out. Just too much speed on the field.
Yeah, and the thing is, McGill-Tulane was going for back-to-back, so there was obviously that storyline. But in terms of, very rarely would you ever consider Hoover, at least in the state of Alabama, a underdog. And so it kind of felt like that coming into the playoffs, and especially into the championship game, that it was kind of McGill's to lose, and everybody else was kind of scratching for that. But again, Hoover only loses 2 games on the year, and they were outside of the state, losing to a team in Georgia and Tennessee. So it wasn't like, that they were anybody to throw away. But they are the epitome of success, and from a high school level, I think this is the closest thing you'll see to a complete dynasty. I mean, you had the Clay County day. There's been some teams like this, but I mean, Hoover's played in like 15 of the last 16, or at least represented 15 of the last 16, 16 of the last 17 state championship games. So, I mean, that's nothing more you could ask for a program.
And for Coach Niblett, too, for him to come in and take over that program at the peak, it seemed like, and to keep that ship going, it just speaks a lot about how good he is as well. His defense had 9 sacks last week. 9 sacks on McGill-Tulane. I mean, that's a recipe for a win.
Russ Prost even was the I mean,
right?
Obviously he was the person that kind of was the trigger for all of this, an initiator. But what Niblett has been able to do, I think sometimes it's harder to come in and replicate success and keep it going more so than starting it to begin with. But again, Hoover does what Hoover does. 17-7 victory, McGill-Tulane. But the game I want to talk about is one of the best high school games I've been to in a very long time. Opelika going for their first state championship. Ramsey, 4 years. They're only 4 years back into the ASSA, having a football team. They hadn't had one in almost 25, 30 years. And they end up losing to Ramsey, Opelika does, 21-16, and which was a just ruckus crowd on the Opelika side. Ramsey's band was jumping up and down the whole game, so it was a lot of fun. But in terms of just pure athleticism, this Ramsey team reminded me of Minor, but more disciplined. Yeah. That's what they, especially on defense, like they were well coached. Everybody seemed to always be in the right spot, right time. And so I'm sorry, we're going to use it. We're going to try to start a game here coming up shortly too. So y'all stay tuned on that. But yeah, Adam, I don't know if you had a chance to watch it though, but that was really a great game.
It was a great game, man. Like you said, it was the best game of the Super 7. I felt like Opelika had the advantage going into the game just because of the athletes that they had on their defense. I kind of felt like Ramsey kind of played into Opelika's defensive strengths with not really having a power run game and trying to beat everybody east to west. But, I mean, they just made plays the entire game. The 4th and 26 fake punt call was probably one of the gutsiest calls I've seen in football, period. I mean, at that game, that magnitude, and within your own 30-yard line, that was huge.
Yeah.
They came to win, you know?
Well, I think that's the point. Like when you get to that stage, there's no we're going to have a chance to come back next week and play. Like this is it. So you have to leave it out on the field to use that cliche. But I've seen 2 of the greatest 4th down punt conversions this year was when Benjamin Russell played Minor. It was they were inside their own 1, and they ended up scoring a touchdown on a fake punt. And this one to basically make sure there was 21-16 at this point. This was to make sure that they could continue the clock moving and extend the drive, and they get that. And once that happened, the Opelika momentum dropped tremendously.
Huge.
To preface all of that, now if you didn't watch the game, I can't think of what is it Cade Worthy? I think it's Worthy. Whoever.
No, it's about 4.
Worth. Excuse me.
John
Worth.
David Worth. Yeah.
Worth.
Cade Worthy is
my bad.
He's a great quarterback there for Horseshoe Bend Zeros here in the local area.
John David Worth. Yes, he gets hurt. Coach Blackman's son comes in. And I thought did a tremendous job of keeping them in the ball game because they're for a sophomore kid to come. Yeah, he comes in and there was a lot of pressure on him to keep it going. But 14-7, I think, at the half. And so Ramsey goes up 21-7. And so Opelika fought to get their way back in it. They end up their score of the game actually they get the 14 points. They do a fake punt and they score. So it was just weird all the way around. Special teams played a major role in this, but. I don't know. That Ramsey team had some of the best athletes, and I don't want to use so much hyperbole, but they
skilled,
very very skilled, very athletic, very fast. You know, they played well with the ball. But the all jokes aside, though, the thing that I take away from them though goes back again to the discipline. They were extremely fast, and if you look at their playoff record of the teams that they beat to get here and the way that they beat them. It was like, all right, maybe, but I just assumed they were coming from the north, and there's no knock on them, but usually when it comes to playoff time, the South usually dominates the North in terms of the bracket. But Opelika, I thought coming in, I was with you, I thought this would be a game where they kind of blow them out. I didn't think it'd be close at all. I thought everything was setting up for them. 2016 has been the year of just crazy, so I was like, this is Opelika's time. And unfortunately, they weren't able to do it. They get stopped short on 4th and 1, inches from extending the drive and hopefully and ultimately having the opportunity to move on to try to score a touchdown. But congratulations to Ramsey. Again, they're 4 years just being back into the ASSA. And having said that,
it starts to make me wonder, though, will Opelika ever win one?
No. Oh, this was it.
This was their best shot,
next year, I mean, they've got some kids coming up that, I mean, obviously you still have Blackman, but this team defensively was stout. They made it to the state championship game without Jake Bentley this year. So that shows you how good they really were.
And it ended up, during the year, it was like, okay, maybe they're going to be okay. But I guess it ended up biting them not having Jake Bentley.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they have Jake Bentley on that team.
Right when it finally mattered, it finally caught up to them the last game of the season. They didn't have him. I didn't see the injury. I was watching the entire game. I must have stepped out for a second, but.
He fell on his shoulder. He's lefty. He got hit out of bounds, and he came down hard, and hats off to Tommy Wood. And I do want to say that, too. Congratulations to Randy, Brett, and Luke, and Tommy Wood, and everybody involved. John Kennedy here, Stacey Mills, with getting everything together and having a successful 9th year of the SSA Radio Network. They did a tremendous job.
It was great.
6 games in 4 days, or 3 days, rather. Or 7 games, rather, in 3 days. And I think that they're setting a tone for what high school athletics should be and how it should be covered, and I know they'll go into a little bit more of that as time progresses, but they're doing a heck of a job. And again, Kowaliga Country 97.5 was the hub for all of that, and our boy, Michael Forehand, handling all the production in right there, so hats off to him, doing his thing there, back on the production side. But that was just a really, really good week, and I was really pleased with things. I haven't been to Tuscaloosa. I will say I haven't been to Bryant-Denny when they've had the state championships there, but I want to make it there at some point to compare the two. But I think what the state of Alabama is doing is also other states have started to mimic it in terms of playing some of their high school games at the collegiate stadiums.
Yeah, definitely. And like you said, that whole part right there, just having it alternate each year between the stadiums is huge. A lot of these kids will never have the opportunity to play on those fields. But when they make the state championship game, they know they're going to play at least one game there. And I think that's huge. I mean, you get to come in, they did the Tiger Walk, they did all that kind of stuff too. That's huge for these kids.
Yeah.
So, outstanding on everyone involved. AHSAA as well. I mean, everybody did a great job. I think it was very successful.
Absolutely. What we'll do, we'll take a halt from breaking down some of this Super 7 coverage and kind of wrap up our final thoughts on high school football as a whole. What we'll do is take our first break of the evening, and when we return, we'll have a very special guest, Bobby Dyer, and the one and only Dr. Wags, not Mr. Wags, Dr. Wags from Main Street Urgent Care. More of the Late Morning Sports Roundup show right after this.
If you currently have an FHA mortgage, this commercial is for you. Most people that currently have an FHA mortgage are working with Home Place Mortgage to refinance their current loan. Several items have changed to make now the perfect time to refinance. FHA has reduced the amount of monthly mortgage insurance. Current interest rates for FHA loans are at all-time lows. FHA has eliminated the need for new appraisal. Most people will be able to refinance with little or no closing costs. This is the opportunity that you have been waiting for. Call now to start saving.
Over the years, S&S Tire has grown into the Lake Martin area's largest volume tire dealer. S&S Tire offers the industry's best brand names: Michelin, Goodyear, BF Goodrich, Uniroyal, Firestone, and much, much more. The tire pros at S&S offer professional installation and the region's best price. In addition to your tire needs, S&S offers full automotive mechanical work for all your vehicle maintenance and repair needs with the area's most experienced staff. Visit either of our 2 locations on Cherokee Road in Ellick City or at South Street in Dadeville. At S&S Tire, we're installing peace of mind for every customer we serve. Every job, every day.
No pest is too big or too small for Lex Wedgeworth Pest Control. Protect your home or business today from insects, termites, mosquitoes, and more. Lex uses only the latest state-of-the-art technology and equipment to solve your pest problem, including the environmentally friendly Centricon termite baiting system. Lex has been servicing the Lake Martin area for over 35 years, and he has a full staff on hand. Call Lex today, even if it's just a question. 256-234-6162. Lex Wedgeworth Pest Control. Smart solutions to your pest problems.
Is Central East Alabama's Alabama Power's superior solutions dealer. With rapid response time and on-budget pricing, we're Central East Alabama's and the area's authorized Goodman Heating and Air dealer. We make your peace of mind easy and give you peace of mind when it comes to your heating and air needs. As a superior solutions dealer, Jackson Refrigeration can help save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Jackson Refrigeration works on all existing brands and units and has the team to solve your heating and cooling needs, no matter the season.
Yamaha is beating the field in just about every category of motorsport products, offering unbelievable performance, handling, features, technology, and at prices that are blowing everyone's mind, especially the competition. Visit Twin City Yamaha on Stage Road in Auburn.
Hi, this is Scott Tway with Twin Cities Yamaha in Auburn. Isn't it about time to put some fun back in your life? Call us and see what we mean. 334-821-0439 or on the web at www.twincitiesyamaha.com.
Welcome back, everybody, and thanks for joining us here on the Sports Blitz Late Morning Sports Roundup Show. This segment is brought to you by U.S. AmeriBank. Again, as always, we appreciate them as well as the rest of our sponsors for being a part of our show. Again, U.S. AmeriBank is the sponsor for this segment. Right now, we're transitioning over to talk to a very couple special guests, Mr. Bobby Dyer, who is a member of the staff here. Oh, he's not here actually, but staff at Main Street Urgent Care, as well as my main dog pound person here, Dr. Wags. So, guys, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks. It's a delight to be here. I know Dr. Wags is excited as always to be here. And was that a job offer?
Well, hey, I mean, you've been behind the camera a lot here lately, so we can always use more talent. There's never a lack of talent needed. So again, all jokes aside, I've been very impressed with the Main Street organization coming in, and urgent care that is, coming in, and the infiltration into the community. They've been so community involved and tried to do their best to meet new people. And I think that's when you're a new business in any circumstance, or if you're a new person or new anything to a new place, you want to make sure that you're doing what's needed or required of you to get infiltrated in. And you guys have done a great job with that.
Well, thanks, Scott. Yeah, we have tried to be, as you said, a very community-oriented, very community-centric in everything that we do. That's why I come on your show and bring Dr. Wags with me. The kids love him. He's everyone's favorite breed of doctor, as we like to call him. And we're very excited to be a part of this vibrant community. And we want to be a part of everything that we can, a part of the sports, part of the schools, the library, part of the medical community. We just want to be as ingratiated as possible to Alexander City and basically be among its people.
Absolutely. And so again, just from a city perspective, somebody that's on with the administration, I applaud any new businesses that want to come in and take that leap of faith to try the new community. So again, we applaud you on that. But you guys talk about community, and so yesterday weather kind of put a damper on the parade, so to speak, rain on our parade. But could you just tell us a little bit about some of the events you guys have coming up?
Yes, we were planning to be a part of the Christmas parade yesterday before it got rained out, but we will still be participating as it's been postponed to next Monday at, I believe it starts at 6 o'clock. Mm-hmm. And Dr. Wags will be with us. He'll be riding in the back of a red convertible, and behind that car we'll have another car with cartoons of Dr. Wags plastered all over it. So you can look for us and Santa Claus way at the end of the parade next Monday, December 12th at 6 o'clock. We'll be part of the Christmas parade. We're also going to be joining the Christmas in the Park this Saturday at 2 o'clock, and it's going to be at the Alexander City Sportsplex. We will have a table, a tent set up with some games and some snacks, and of course, Dr. Wags. I think I bring this guy with me everywhere I go. So if you ever see me walking through Walmart, don't be surprised if Dr. Wags is with me. And we will be at Christmas in the Park. So we're really excited to be able to join the community with that excellent celebration. I've heard a lot of great things about Christmas in the Park and the attendance last year. So we're really hoping that you guys can all show up and really just break last year's attendance record. So we're really excited about December. We've got a lot of fun things coming up.
Yeah, and you bring up Christmas in the Park, and you're right, last year's attendance was tremendous. It was the first year to have that event here in Alex City. So now with year two, I think they've kind of taken out some of the wrinkles and have a better idea of how to get things fluctuated. But again, I know the ice skating rink was a major hit last year. So I'll be out there actually from 4 to 6 Saturday working a little bit. So I'm sure I'll get to see you and Dr. Wags. But in terms of just the business in general, just how have things been going? Has the reception been nice within the community?
Yes, the reception's been very excellent, especially here in the studio. You guys keep letting me come on TV. I believe it was last Monday, or perhaps the Friday before last, we saw over 40 patients. We've been having this massive intake of patients, and we're so delighted that so many of you have trusted us with your medical care. And trusted us to help take care of you whenever you're feeling sick. And we encourage you to come see us if you ever have a sniffle, a bruise, anything that you want to get taken care of. Please come see us. Let us take care of you. Or if it's something too big for us, then we will send you wherever you need to go to get it taken care of. But we thank you so much already for the wonderful reception that you've given us as we've become part of this community. We thank you very much.
Yeah, and for people who may not be familiar with urgent cares, what's the separation between an actual doctor's office or hospital compared to an urgent care?
An urgent care clinic's main goal is in the title, urgent. We're very intentional with how quickly we want to see you, make sure you feel better, and get you on with your day. We don't want you to lose a lot of time sitting in a waiting room, waiting for a doctor to see you. And we also want to be able to help really clear up a lot of the smaller issues that you might not need to go to see a doctor for. Like I said, the sniffles, the common cold, common flu, right? Small breaks, cuts, lacerations, anything like that. We can handle that. And so that's the main difference between an urgent care clinic, really, and the hospital or a doctor's office. Those are more specialists and then bigger cases. We can handle all the little small things.
I got you. And so again, I can speak from my college days just how helpful an urgent care can be, especially if you're coming to a place you don't necessarily have your own physician and it's just something minor, you just need to get a quick fix. You're correct there, and then the expedited process of getting you in and out is obviously something that everybody can appreciate as well. But again, Christmas in the Park this Saturday. Dr. Wags, as well as my main man Bobby, will be there Saturday to make sure that everybody in the community gets a chance to have a little fun with the guys from Urgent Care. And again, on next Monday, they will be in the Christmas parade. But this is Sports Split, so we do need to figure out a way to incorporate some type of sports into it. So again, just before we wrap things up here, Auburn finishes number 2 in the SEC, somehow makes their way to the SEC championship. How does that happen? To the Sugar Bowls. What a crazy turn of events for a season for a team that's going to finish 8-4. They finished number 2 in the SEC and end up going to the Sugar Bowl.
It's been a really wild, wacky year in the SEC. Nobody but Alabama finished with more than 8 wins. I can't remember the last time that ever happened in the SEC. And I can say that it's actually a bit encouraging that a team that started 1-2 and really looked like they didn't have much of a plan at all, finished 8-4, looked pretty good in October, and is going to get to play in the Sugar Bowl. It has been a very, very strange season. It seems like nobody but Alabama really cares about winning. So it's encouraging to be able to play in such a big game. You wish that there could have been a couple more wins down the road, but got to just focus on the next game and get ready for whatever is ahead of you.
Bobby Dyer, Dr. Wags from Main Street Urgent Care, and we appreciate you guys being a part of the program tonight and look forward to seeing all the great things you guys do within our community. We'll go ahead and take another break. Adam and I will return right after this.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with zero down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote in terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for zero down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Get the best seat in the house for every game this football season. Upgrade that old recliner for the comfort of FlexSteel from Holly's Home Furnishings. Stunning styles, incredible comfort, and FlexSteel's signature blue steel construction. At Holly's Home Furnishings, we offer a variety of different fabric and leather options, plus state-of-the-art power recliners. Come in and score big today with Holly's Home Furnishings' unbeatable selection and unbelievable everyday prices. Family-owned and operated Holly's Home Furnishings, located in Alexander City and Montgomery.
In a world that's ever-changing, you have to be sure that your choices are the right choices. At Central Alabama Community College, you'll know you made the best choice. Whether choosing a technical degree program, taking courses to transfer to a four-year college or university, or being a part of our national championship winning traditions, get a sharper focus on your life by choosing one of our 3 convenient locations: Alex City, Childersburg, and Talladega. Central Alabama Community College. Central to you, central to your success.
Choosing a new roof or having to repair your roof can be very stressful. Preferred Roofing knows when it comes to your roof, you need not only the best product, but more importantly, you need a reliable and trustworthy roofing company to install it. That company is Preferred Roofing. Working for both commercial and residential properties, you can trust our licensed and trained roofing contractors. Don't wait any longer. Call us today at 334-202-5483 or contact us on the web at preferredcontractorsllc.com.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us here on the Sports Blitz, Late March Sports Roundup Show. Adam Blankenship, Scott Hardy here with you for another 33 minutes or so. So, again, we appreciate you tuning in as you do each and every Tuesday from 6 to 7. And, again, this segment is brought to you by Redney Funeral Home. And we appreciate our good friend Bobby Dyer as well as Dr. Wags for coming through and spreading some of that Main Street urgent care love and letting us know some of the things that they have going on within the community. But what we'll do now is kind of wrap up our thoughts on the Super 7. Just did 7 and 6A. Congratulations to Beauregard. They get their first, well, not their first, but at least since I've been covering football, it's their first. It was their first state championship, yes, their first state championship. So I guess the story behind that is just the numbers that were put up by LaDamian Webb, who will be the #1 player in the state next year, hands down. I don't know who else could be. He at least will be the best running back for sure. He'll be.
You think so?
Yeah, man, I don't know that
torn, man.
Last year he kind of came on at the end of last year. He ran for like 1,800 yards last year, and he was supposed to be a breakout year. And then this year he goes for over 3,000, breaks all kind of records in the state championship game. Now, you get that many carries at some point, maybe, but
I think he's really good. I do, but I'm just wondering how that's going to translate to the next level.
Let that Bama offer come in, and then we'll.
I'm just saying he's not real big. He's not real big.
Yeah,
big back.
He maybe doesn't fit the mold of Bo Scarborough, but I think that he could be a very serviceable guy. I'm gonna stab you. I didn't mean that was not an actual threat, guys. But if he gets that Bama offer, okay. Today is December the 6th, 2016.
5'9", 170, right?
He looks like he's about 180. I mean, you could put on one. He's 16, 17-year-old kid. So he's still just a junior in high school.
No,
so maybe
I think he's really good.
The height could be. And that's the thing.
Top player in the state.
I think he'll be. He'll have to. I think he's a legit. Okay. When I say this is no knock on who I think N'Kobe Maxwell is one of the top 5 backs in the state this year, and on a team that had a better record, he probably gets a little more recognition as he did last year. Having said that, I think that there is a separation factor in seeing them both play head-to-head. Webb, I don't know. It's 5'8" too.
Top end speed? Maybe?
Top end speed. He's just a good back. He can catch. He can block. I get caught up in the moment. There'll be some kid next year, and I'll say, oh, he's the best player I've ever seen too. But just in terms of running backs, I don't think I've seen anything like that.
My thing was, watching that game, that was the first time I've actually watched them play the entire game. I didn't watch. I listened to it whenever we played, or I say we, Benji Russell played. But, I mean, is this the type of offense that they ran all season long where he ran the ball 30, 40 times a game, 50 times a game? And threw the ball, 3 or 4 times maybe?
But, I mean, he's getting 8 yards a pop. They have a backup running back, too.
Easily.
I mean, so he's getting 8 to 12. I mean, against Benji Russell, I think he averaged almost 20 yards a carry. No joke on that. I think he didn't have like 15, 20 carries in the game, and he had 250 yards, 4 touchdowns. So it's just like, what else is he going to do out there? So sometimes, you have to look at numbers and put them in perspective in terms of who the competition is. But it's 5A football in the state of Alabama, so I have to give him some credit. And it was a state championship game. But I'm with you, though.
And
I think
5 touchdowns.
School, and and that's something you see too in these state championship games. Somebody like in the 6A game with Opelika and Ramsey, Zach Yancey for Opelika, tremendous linebacker, had 18 tackles in the game. But his peripherals don't really match what certain teams are looking for. So, he could, not that he couldn't play for it. Yeah, I got you there. I got you there.
Is he going to fit? I mean, what type system do you see him fitting in, or where do you see him, I guess, being successful in that?
I'll tell you what, he could ride 25 minutes down the road and Auburn would take him. I would say that now. I think,
I'm sure they're going to be all over.
And I think that's really where the status of, if we're talking Auburn, Alabama, where the status of the programs are at a point now where Auburn still hasn't reached that point yet to where they can say we're only taking 6'2", 190 cornerbacks, or we're only taking 6'1", 210-pound running back. So I think Auburn isn't to that point yet, so they can't be as selective as Alabama. Yeah. So Alabama's at a point now where Ohio State, those types of schools, where they can handpick who they want in terms of
I wouldn't necessarily tie him back to either one of those teams. I was just trying to think which programs in the SEC right now.
He could go to Mississippi State and play.
Yeah, okay.
He could play.
That's what I'm trying to see where he would fit along.
He go play with Bentley too in South Carolina. I think his SEC offers would be kind of substantial. Now I'm not going to say he's going to get an Alabama offer by any means or Auburn something, but I think his numbers at least warrant the attention. He's a 4-star kid already now, and that's part of what is going to help him. You look at somebody like last year, like Tyree Gray, who put up. His junior year put up some really good numbers, and then going to his senior year even put up even more numbers. But when you start so low in the recruiting rankings, it's kind of hard. It's out of sight, out of mind.
It works that way.
Yeah, and so I mean, 3-star, and I hate to go back to the Tubbs, but 3-star kid, you coach him up. I mean, not every kid is going to be like that. Not every 5-star pans out. Not every 3-star is a legit 3-star. So anyway, just congratulations to a community that's in our listening area. Dominant win. 33-13 win against Winona. Moving to 4A, which I thought was the upset of the weekend or of the week, in which one I didn't see coming. Hanley 30, Madison Academy 7. I guess you've been on this Hanley team all year though, so I mean it's not a shocker to you, but I just thought once they got to this portion of the season and they got to the playoffs, at some point the luster would wear off, but it never did. And to beat Madison Academy the way they have a perennial state championship winner as well as appearance team, to beat them 30-7 was a tremendous victory on their point.
Yeah, definitely. And Hanley kind of stood out all season to me. They won some big ball games, looked really strong, but I was kind of with you. Like when the playoffs come around, I was kind of sure, like, okay, so let's see what they have now against some of the other competition across the South and everything else. But I mean, they just continued to dominate. And this defense that they had this year was outstanding. And to continue to do that, like you said, to beat a team like Madison Academy that way in a state championship game just says huge things about it. It's just awesome for Roanoke and that community, and awesome for that team.
Yeah, and it is good to see some teams like Hanley has been competitive forever, and the last 2 or 3 years they've been really close in 4A. They made it to the quarters and the semis. They just haven't been able to get over the hump. But
I just wasn't expecting that.
I didn't that dominant of a win. Yeah, 30-7 to hold Madison Academy, one of the best teams in the state, regardless of classification, to hold them to only 7 points, I think was tremendous on that end. And again, hopefully we're going to try to wrap up 1A through 3A right here. 3A. Piedmont defeats Mobile Christian. Sorry to our guy Justin Mosley, but Piedmont continues to be one of the better teams in 3A, and then that North Alabama, like that is one of the times where I will take it back. Madison Academy is one, Piedmont's another, where they've consistently been a program. Yeah,
because you don't want to go to 2A. You don't want to go to 5.
We'll go ahead and move on to 2A. 5.
You don't want to go to 5.
28. Alsville. 0.
You don't want to go to play in 5.
Nobody wants to play 5.
I think they gave up like 20 points all year.
But I got a call today from the guy who called in earlier, or a couple weeks ago. He talked about Lynette and Lafayette and how the games went. He said that Lynette actually played as well as you could play against Fife. There were some personnel issues that kind of altered how the game ended up panning out. They lost by 12, I think. But when you're that good, Fife was going to take care of business.
Fife is going to win that no matter what. I don't think anybody even questioned that happening. But, you know, a shutout in a game like that, you know, anything can happen in a state championship game, but a shutout, and for them to win the way they've been winning all season long, for that consistency is just ridiculous over the course of a season. So who was more of a guarantee for you? Was it Fife or was it Maplesville?
Maplesville.
Goodness gracious.
In October.
Same fair.
Yeah, I mean, Maplesville is like legitimately.
I think Maplesville and Fife should play, and let's combine 1A and 2A. Let them play each other for the bottom.
That's a good call.
You know,
kind of like with wrestling. You know, they do like 1 through 4A. Then it's 5, 6, and 7. Yeah, let's just combine
how
it
much,
out.
I want to check into it and see how much of a difference in players or in students than 1A and 2A.
Well,
it'll be fun to have the 1A champion versus 2A champion.
Well, just look at somebody like Mobile Christian and Madison Academy. If you're a private school, then you're having to go up 2 classifications anyway to compete. So there's really probably not that much of a difference in reality in terms of competition level. So I agree with you.
I think that might be the only one you can really do that with.
Yeah, 5A through 7A. There is a huge difference in 5A and 7. There's a huge difference in 4 and 5A, but I think the biggest gap is between 5A and 6A.
Yeah.
Like there's a huge gap in 5A.
That's something
and 6A.
too. And then and I think that's, like I said, I think it's really the only classification to do that. But I'm just saying that because of how dominant both these teams were. I think we should do that next week after the.
Yeah, one more game, exhibition time.
Let's just do it and see.
That'll wrap things up here for our Super 7 recap. And again, the guys did a tremendous job this week. Hats off to our ASSA Radio Network crew, finishing up year 9. Can't wait to see what year 10 brings. When we come back, okay, so I can't go to break. Okay, so we'll just go.
Let's carry on. Let's go.
Oh, we got a phone. Oh, all right, there we go.
What's going on?
Yeah, my bad. Caller, welcome to Late Morning Sports Roundup.
Well, hello, Scott Harley. Y'all know who this is.
Jerome.
Hey, you know, y'all just talk about something that I've been thinking about. You know what they ought to do? Have a championship game to see who is which I know Hoover probably could take it all. But okay, you know, you had the team that won, okay? 5, and you have all the others that won. Okay, now what we all need to have is a championship game between the winners, and let them play each other and see who is the best. Which 9 out of 10, everybody's gonna say, well, the 7A and the 5A could be the best. But think about it though. If you don't come out there with your game plan, one of these 2A's or 1A team could accidentally upset one of these big guys, because even though the big guys got more they can bring in and bring out, because when Lafayette played 5, I'm telling y'all, Lafayette played them good in the first half, but every time 5 got the ball, they scored. The only time that they didn't really score a touchdown was right after half, and they kicked the field goal. And then after that, it just seemed like, bless their heart, every time Lafayette made a big play, there was a couple of plays that Lafayette made, they called it back. Just about every time they made a big play, they called it back. But, you know, that would be awesome to have a championship. See who is the best team in the state of Alabama. And, I mean, you know, I know it might not never happen, but I think we need to have it. And let's see, run it, and let's go for it. Let's see who is the best team. And then we can say that team is the best team in the state of Alabama, especially around in here in this area, because I tell you, Lafayette is going to be pretty good next year, because we got that running back coming back, Houston. And, I mean, it was just so much stuff went on in that game, of which I know it's all over there. We got to put it under the rug and keep forward. And, hey, another thing, y'all going to talk about the basketball season, but which I know y'all going to talk about Alabama and Auburn, but Alabama is ready for another national championship. I think they'll take Washington down, and I think it's going to be Alabama and Ohio State. And Alabama will take Ohio State down by at least 10 points. But anyway, y'all do a great job. I enjoy watching y'all, listening to y'all, and just because, like I told you before, Scott, this town is very lucky to have people that love sports as much as we got, and y'all bring the sports out. If we don't get the sports, it's up to us to get it, because y'all do the great job, and I'm going to go and let y'all go and want to listen to y'all. But I think that would be a nice thing to do. Let's have a championship game between all the schools, and let's see who is the best team of the state of Alabama. Talk to y'all later, buddy. Roll Tide.
Mr. Lynette Bulldog, Jerome calling in, giving his take on the Super 7 and a potential 1-7A matchup. I don't know how that pan out, but I think Hoover might handle Maplesville.
They can combine 1A, 2A, and 3A, and Hoover still might beat them.
I will say this, though. I was having kind of a rough day. Jerome came through and saved my day, so he pepped me up a little bit. So thanks for the call, Jerome, and again, we appreciate you as everybody else listening and watching each and every Tuesday. We'll go ahead and take another break, and when we return, Adam and I will talk a little bit about the national scene and set you up for the Lake Martin Sports Roundup Player of the Year. More of the Lake Martin Sports Roundup Show right after this.
We have a promise to keep with this community, our pledge of respect for your family and your needs in every funeral arrangement.
A funeral is a time that calls for consideration.
For that reason, we won't consider anyone else.
For a full range of funeral services with sensitivity, compassion, and respect, call Radney Funeral Home at 256-234-2511 or Langley Funeral Home at 256-896-2571, your hometown funeral homes.
At U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing LLC. We are your dealer for Nature's Miracle state-of-the-art water filtration systems, providing sales and installation of systems for your whole house or under sink. Join our Diamond Club and enjoy many benefits and services while saving money and getting priority service scheduling. We offer financing, and our services include a 1-year satisfaction guarantee. All our technicians are trained, background tested, drug screened, and wear photo IDs to ensure your safety and peace of mind. Our knowledgeable staff will be happy to answer any of your questions. So call A&M Plumbing LLC today.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service, always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
So, you may not know it, but you've seen our work everywhere. For a combined 50 years, SignSource has been Central Alabama's premier option for all your sign needs. Custom signs for your business, club, or organization. Wraps and decals for your vehicle or boat. Full-color banners for your big sale, or a photo collage on canvas for grandma. All with fast, friendly, prompt service. Check out our website at signsourcenow.com. 888-533-6758. Go straight to the source. SignSource.
Auburn Opelika has that perfect something for you. From sophisticated chic boutiques to exceptional dining, there's a retailer or restaurant to make your next visit special. Whether it's elegant fine dining or freshly squeezed lemonade, you'll find the perfect fit for every taste and budget. The food's great and the shopping is too, so be sure to check out the wide array of gifts, decor, clothing, and more. For every occasion, Auburn Opelika has what you're looking for. Let's make your next trip memorable. Visit Auburn Opelika.
Welcome back to the Late Morning Sports Roundup Show. Adam Blankenship, Scott Hardy here with you for another 15 minutes or so. We've been breaking down our final reviews of the 7A classification all the way down to 1A and the Super 7. And again, it was a tremendous week for our crew as well as all the teams involved. And again, that kind of wraps up our high school football portion for us, at least for Adam and I. And maybe we'll get a little bit of the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game, but probably won't do too much. But again, our crew will be on the coverage for that. But I do want to slide into a conversation that you and I and our group has had for some while, and that's like, how good is Cam really? You know, you kind of were along the lines of you didn't think he was that good. His numbers he put up heavy numbers, but a quarterback per se wasn't really that good. And he came back and won the MVP last year, and you're like, maybe I was wrong on that. Now,
that was an outlier.
I mean,
last year was an outlier.
Is it? So we talked about that, about being an outlier and how that's not a good thing when it is.
You could be a good outlier. You got me on that one. You could be a good outlier and a bad outlier, though. And which that season was a good outlier. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. Plus
but, I mean, part of me wants to say, all right now they're 4-8, and they're coming off a 40-7 smacking of the Seahawks, and they've been waiting all year for that game. The Seahawks despise Cam and the Panthers, so they were going to get up for that game. But I'm going to try to attribute a lot of the non-success of this year's team, especially with Cam, two things. One, offensive line's horrendous. Terrible. They don't have a running game. They don't really have an outsider. Kelvin Benjamin's good. Greg Olson's good, but they don't really have anybody to block him.
He's got more weapons this year than he had last year.
Okay, I'll give you that with Benjamin. I'll give you that. But I think that the Super Bowl hangover really is what it is. I mean, I don't know. I thought that he was just good. I thought Cam really was starting to elevate himself, and something I'm a big fan of Colin Cowherd, but how he put it was, he said Cam's a star, but he's not quarterback. Yeah. So that's the difference in stars and players. And so, and if you're going the player he's going to be compared to the most is probably going to be Andrew Luck, because that's who would have, if he had come out the year before, it would have probably been 1-2 with Andrew Luck. But just looking at the progression of Cam from 2011 to now, numbers-wise, he's been around the 57-58% mark from terms of completion. That's not great for an NFL quarterback. QBR hasn't been that high, but he throws a lot of touchdowns, but he's seen a decrease in the amount of interceptions each year, but he's looking at his pass attempts going down too, so that could have been part of it. I just want to get your thoughts on Cam and the Panthers as a whole.
Let's go through the numbers. For his first year in 2011, threw for 4,000 yards, 21 touchdowns, 17 picks, okay? Second year, 3,800 yards, 19 touchdowns, 12, 24 touchdowns, 13, 18, 12, and then last year, 35-10. So it's really that touchdown-interception ratio right there. He's turning the ball over too much is his problem. His offensive line is terrible, and he's forcing the ball, and he's not making good reads. He's frustrating to me. And I know because I've had him in fantasy all the way up until last year, of course, but I traded him in every league. But he just, I don't get, he's gotten away from the run game, which I think that was huge for him, was being able to have the chance to. He don't have to run the ball for 100 yards a game, but whenever he did do that and he showed that threat, then I mean he made teams prepare for him, which opened up easier passing lanes for him. But between that offensive line and the interceptions, man, it's just it doesn't seem like. And I don't agree that he's not a quarterback. I think he is a quarterback. I think he could be a really good quarterback.
Is he a top 10 quarterback?
Yeah, not because he's good,
by default.
That good. It's just because there's not really that many good quarterbacks in the NFL.
Cam
good
or
quarterbacks.
Cam or Rivers. Cam or Flacco.
Cam
or Matt Ryan. Cam or Jameis. Ooh.
Yeah, Jameis.
Okay.
I like Jameis.
Okay, I got you there. And that's I
think he can be good, but there's a lot going on in Carolina. A lot going on. The whole suspension thing was weird this past Sunday. It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. There's too much distraction going on. They need to worry about getting him right, getting that offensive line right, and stop worrying about if he wears a tie or not. Okay, it wasn't like he showed up in T-shirts and boots. You know what I mean?
I think they've been looking for a reason
they
to
really
just
have.
set an example, to say something to him.
What makes me think, is there other things going on around that? You know what I mean? Is there something else going on that they're trying to reel him in for some reason? Is this just something small that they can try to pick at him at, or what?
Well, I mean, all the pregame antics and the touchdowns and the dabbing and all that's cool when you're 15-1.
Yeah, exactly.
You make it to the Super Bowl. You're 4-8. It's not so fun anymore. And I think that winning overrides everything. And that's what it boils down to. If they were 8-4 and pushing for a playoff spot, it'd be a non-conversation.
I don't think he carries himself like a quarterback. Does that make sense? Like, I think the way he handles adversity is kind of different than what you used to see or you
It's
usually
reflective
see.
of our, but see, we grew up
is
on.
Is our generation though?
No, yeah, but we grew up on the Brady's and the on the man, like the two best quarterbacks.
Donovan McNabb.
Yeah, see, those are it's a different
guys
thing.
too,
Now
man,
you're getting guys who coming out at 21. If you're 21 years old and you're getting a $20 million a year contract, okay, then that sets the tone for how you're going to be. And I think it takes a special person to be able to override that. And speaking of special people, that's one conversation I did want to get into was I'm a huge Patriots fan. Anybody that knows that, I'm a big Belichick, big Brady guy, and so they're 10-2. And I was listening to something on the radio Sunday, and they were just saying, who ultimately benefited the most in this relationship, Belichick because of Brady or Brady because of Belichick. And I went and looked at some numbers, and it seems like it was Belichick benefited from having Brady in his coaching career. He was 41-55 prior to the 2001 season without Tom Brady. Now, you do have the 2008 season, which he went 11-5 when Brady got hurt the first year. But taking that year aside, he was 41-55 as a coach. 171-53 with 4 Super Bowls and 6 Super Bowl appearances. So I guess clearly it's Brady.
I don't know, man. I think they benefit off each other. Where would Tom Brady be without Belichick? He would be a 6th-round draft pick who's probably out of the league now because he never got the opportunity to stand up and make these plays and get the Super Bowls and win championships. I think they both benefited off each other. You can't deny what Brady's done to get Belichick there because he got the playoffs one time in Cleveland, and then he was on the slide whenever they were first there in New England as well. So it's really hard to. You can't just say that it's just one-sided on that, because like I said, most quarterbacks take in first 2 rounds. If they're not one of those guys, they're not getting reps, they're not getting anything. They're just the next guys can get drafted next season and kind of usher in there. So I kind of feel like they both benefited off each other. I think it kind of worked out to where they are by far the best coach-quarterback duo. So I feel like they kind of benefit from each other.
Before we take our last break, I do want to say I think the MVP of the entire Patriots organization is Josh McDaniels. That's who is the glue for all this. They won 3 Super Bowls before he got there, but the offensive explosion that occurred happened in 2007 with him being the offensive coordinator. So I do want to point that out. Him and Bill O'Brien as well. But we'll take our final break of the evening, and when Adam and I return, we'll wrap things up and kind of give you a preview of our Lake Martin Player of the Year. More of the Lake Martin Sports Roundup show right after this.
What value would you gain working with Lee Marketing Group? With 4 divisions under one umbrella, Sign Source, Lee Apparel, R&B Media, and LMG Baker Advertising Agency, Lee Marketing Group offers a comprehensive approach. From logo design and branding to ad placement and everything in between, LMG can handle it all. For ease of time, cutting-edge, results-driven marketing campaigns, think LMG. Lee Marketing Group, your comprehensive marketing solution.
Meet the new Met of East Central Alabama, David Chabot. By new Met, we mean MetLife Auto and Home. With MetLife's 146-year reputation and David's 18 years of local insurance experience, you and your family get the best coverage rates and service for auto, home, life, or business. Ask about MetLife's Grand Protect policy. If your home were destroyed by a covered loss, MetLife pays the full replacement cost. No depreciation and no cap. That's the peace of mind that only MetLife can deliver. Meet the new Met, David Chabot of MetLife Auto and Home, 334-321-7250 or davidchabot.metlife.com. Boaters in the Lake Martin area know whether you need service, maintenance, repairs, a great selection of pre-owned boats, or a brand new Landau pontoon. Alex City Marine at the corner of 63 and 280 is there for you. Thanks to a record-setting sales year, Alex City Marine now has one of the finest pre-owned inventories they've ever had. Repairs, service, routine maintenance, for all your boating needs. See the pros the locals know. Alex City Marine at the corner of 63 and 280. Check them out online at alexcitymarine.com.
Got your eye on a new Nissan? It's time to zero in on huge savings at Lynch Nissan of Auburn. 0% financing is back in a big way on many of your favorite Nissan models, but only for a limited time. Buy today and save up to $11,000 off MSRP on remaining 2016s as we make room for the 2017s. Get up to $5,000 off MSRP on the new Rogue SL or 0% for 72 months. Just click it and pick it now at lynchnissan.com. Lynch Nissan of Auburn, I-85 at exit 51.
My parents got good news the other day. Mommy and Daddy were really happy. This is how happy they were. They were actually dancing. That was hard to watch. Ooh, at least they didn't kiss.
Russell Medical Center, delivering future leaders of tomorrow today.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace. Smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Sports Blitz Live is on.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized easy-go cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect easy-go cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the...
Too long without a hard hat. Meet the all-new 2017 Ford Super Duty. They cut weight with a high-strength, military-grade aluminum alloy body and reinvested a big chunk of it to beef up the high-strength steel frame, forging the most capable heavy-duty pickup in America. Time to punch work in the face. This is the next level. This is the all-new Ford Super Duty.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
There is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. When you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Sports Blitz Live is on the air. News, scores, predictions. Sports Blitz Live with your host, Brett Pritchard, Luke Robinson, and Randy Lee. Call 800-782-0108. Auburn.
45-50, 45, there goes Davis! Oh my God! Davis is going to run it all the way back!
Alabama.
38 pounds and 80 yards.
And the latest in high school sports.
Yes, he is! Touchdown!
It's Sports Blitz Live now. Brought to you by S&S Discount Tire and JR's Sports Bar and Grill.
Gosh. Wow. Okay. Y'all bear with us for a second, Andy. I don't mean to cut you off, but we got to figure out a way to get all of us in here. But we got a new format to the programming, and it's getting very difficult, and we're going to figure this out, so everybody just bear with us.
Yeah, good Tuesday evening, everyone. Welcome in to the latest edition of Sports Blitz Live, presented by S&S Discount Tire and LMG. We are, again, trying a new format. I am Andy Graham. I'll be your host, along with some combination of Luke Robinson, Randy Lee, and Brett Pritchard when he is available. So this is going to be a three-man panel. Again, we're trying to figure it out moving forward a little bit. Hopefully the show will continue to be as good as it's always been. We'll, of course, have a lot of interesting guests. We'll have a lot of spirited debate. And this will continue to be the most comprehensive sports talk show in the state of Alabama. So a lot of things to talk about tonight. Of course, the Super 7 took place last week. The AHSAA radio network, comprised of Brett, Randy, and Luke, among others, was there covering that. We have the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star Game taking place this weekend, the 30th annual of that. The network will be covering that as well. So much to talk about in the college game, the college football playoff. We have our normal Auburn and Alabama Blitz as well, and Heisman finalists named today. So much to talk about, so much to get to tonight. But we'll just kind of go as we go, and we'll figure it out. Along
we look better closer.
Yeah, it does look better closer. But I want to say, okay, what's the best part of this? That I look like a human bobblehead. I mean, it looks like my whole head is taking up the entire backdrop. Or is it the fact that Andy's blue sweater is commingling with the backdrop, so it looks like he is floating in space with neck and head only? Or that Randy looks a quarter of his actual size. It looks like it looks like somebody's looking at me in one of those mirrors on the side of your car that says maybe larger than it appears. I look humongous. You look like you were about 38 feet away, and he's a floating neck with a head. This is fantastic.
At least it'll be interesting.
It will be interesting. This gives new meaning to the word talking heads. That's what I like about this.
Andy, you brought up, and I wanted to jump in right here. And the one thing Sports Blitz has always been is we've talked Auburn and Alabama football, probably more than anything else. And we will continue that and hope to expand on that as well. Luke does a tremendous job adding some Alabama flavor, which is needed. When Luke is not here, we'll try to get Luke on the telephone as well, because we understand that Andy, myself, and Brett can get a little skewed towards the Auburn side, and we can't even find anything negative to say about Alabama football right now. We've tried. Andy and I have been trying for 3 years on Sports Call. Can't find anything negative. So we'll continue with that and hope to expand on that. We're going to continue with our high school talk as well here on Sports Blitz, and I'll kick it over to you, Luke, last week with something else. I think they broke some attendance records at Auburn, and I think Opelika had a lot to do with that, and Beauregard also on a Thursday night probably had a lot to do with that attendance as well.
Well, and also whenever you get Hoover involved, I think that's going to get more statewide interest in general. I mean, some names are just bigger than others. That goes for college, NFL, and definitely goes for high school as well. I thought that the theme of the entire Super 7 was defense. I thought that you look at Hoover's, they had an exceptional game. McGill hadn't scored fewer than 24 points all season long. They've got Bubba Thompson back there at quarterback. This is a kid that's probably going to end up going to Tennessee to play that position, and they couldn't get anything going. They got a garbage touchdown late. Maplesville, they were absolutely incredible. Beauregard was pretty good, but their story wasn't defense. It was LaDamian Webb. And I thought the Opelika-Ramsey game actually had some pretty good defense in there as well, some really good defensive players. So it was a lot of fun. It's just a world-class event. I mean, I'm not being hyperbolic here. It is a world-class event, probably the most fun state championship series in the country. I can't imagine one that's more fun. I mean, somebody may throw out Texas, and I know some of these other states, they do one combination of all the classifications, just play for a state championship, like I know Indiana does in basketball, but some other states do that in football. But I would put the Super 7 up against any other state's football championship series in the country.
Andy, I thought the biggest storyline this past week was the inner city schools in Birmingham mainly, and their resurgence back onto the scene. Luke, since 1973, there hasn't been a state champion from the inner city of Birmingham. Ramsey gets over the hump in 6A. Winona makes it in 5A. Reuben Nelson brings that program, Luke, from only 2012 when they came back onto the scene in Birmingham. He moves over from midfield, goes to Ramsey, and they win a state championship in that short of a time frame. It's really a story that I don't know that we've seen the entire story yet, but I expect to hear more of it, not only on a state level, but on a national level.
Yeah, I think since 1966, only 3 inner city Birmingham schools have won state titles.